Hello, friend. I have a story to tell you today. It's the story of my daughter's life. She died of lung cancer at the age of 39, and I have written a book which I think is helpful to us today in the very difficult circumstances in which we live. It brings hope and encouragement and a sense that all is well. I hope you enjoy it. Episode 10. In August 2005, Shirley goes to a party in London. Her royal blue dress offsets the blonde streaks in her long brown hair. As usual, she begins to sparkle when she's with people and has a great time. Next day she phones. I met an attractive guy. I haven't been able to think of dating until now. I haven't wanted to risk rejection again, I guess. But Dale's persuaded me it's time. And with him. After their first date, old uncertainties fragment her composure. So many times she's worried about the same thing. Will there be a second date? Will he ask me out again? I'm both surprised and actually pleased to find out that Dale's a Christian, she says. Actually, since Dunedin Beach, I've given God a second chance. But Dale's involved in a serious car accident. He's quite badly beaten up. It's some time before they meet again. Then Dale says he doesn't think it's the right time for him, so can they just be friends? I was seriously shocked when Dale dumped me, Shirley tells me. Can you imagine rejection all over again, and so soon? In an instant I realized how desperate and broken and afraid I still am. I thought of God. I told him I'd tried everything I could think of. Early in October, Shirley phones and asks if I am sitting down. Mum, she says, God answered me. God has made it quite clear to me that I long for two things. I want the love of a man, and I want God's love. God wants me to make him my absolute priority. I must come back to him first. Once that's in place, God himself will sort out the rest. You know how good I am at crying, she goes on. Well, I've cried and cried, but it's been different. This is crying with relief and joy in God. I'm so changed. I actually went to apologize to Mark. He didn't know what hit him, poor man. She giggles just a little. Shirley accepted Christ for the first time when she was 4 in a caravan park in Bladder River Canyon. Clearly, over the years, her faith has blown hot and cold. Not so with God. He has always pursued her. To believe God doesn't love her is a flashback from the past, and for her now to feel that God does is huge. Mum, it feels as if God has let me take a very long bungee jump, and instead of letting me fall any further, he's reeling me in. Why do I feel that God just crooked his little finger at me? Not long after her move to Wokingham in 2006, Greyfriars Church warmly welcomes Shirley. So does the tall, dark, rather handsome Scott. It takes a while for her to settle in, and Scott certainly helps. It doesn't take long before Shirley's emails are full of him. Scott's told me I'm very special to him. Do you think that equates to I love you in boy language? Experiences from the past caution her. I'm trying not to put any pressure on him, but it's sometimes difficult to be cool when I've fallen so in love. Luckily, I think he's in the same boat. Okay, you, enough love-sick babble, and she signs off. Very soon, she writes, I think God wants me in this relationship. I know he loves me and is working things out for my good. I think Scott cares about me a great deal. I need courage, Mum. Half the time I just want to run. All too soon, old tapes play in her head. I'm not a terribly happy bunny, I'm afraid. I'm having a rough week. I've been a bit anxious because Scott's been rather quiet. I told him I'd been anxious. He was very gentle with me and gave me a huge hug and a very nice whiskey. She's so keen on this relationship that she acknowledges, I'm a little too much in eager-to-please mode, if you know what I mean. She and I both know what she means. How often we've been there. 4 years of ups and downs follow. Scott helps a bit with some of the DIY on her house. She has marriage and a future family in mind now. Sadly, Scott tells her clearly that he doesn't like the house, and he doesn't want to live there. Shirley admits she's struggling. Scott and I are going through a difficult patch. I guess I'm at a place where I'm questioning everything. Surely it shouldn't be this difficult. Right now, it seems a lot easier to walk away from it all. The flood of emails increases. I'm feeling really hurt and angry now. Why can't he make up his mind about me? I feel quite inclined to throw my toys and say that's it. Mum, please could you pray? Should I end things? I'm getting only silence from God, but he does continue to shower love and assurance on me. The uncertainty causes her anxiety to spike. I'm having trouble sleeping, and I'm having a bad time with spastic colon and headaches. Why, Mum, why? Why can't he say he loves me? It just goes to show I'm just not lovable, not even by God. When Mark left her, it was because he could not love her as he should. So, unknowingly, he pressed the blade, already in her heart since childhood days, deeper. Now Scott's silence, even after 4.5 years, increases the pain. He also unknowingly gives the blade another twist. Watching Shirley with Scott tests my long-suffering to the limit. I groan as I watch. Sooner or later she ends up unmasked and tired out. Often I'm tired out too. Our hearts pulse with pain. It's a relief when she does end it. Sadly, Shirley's relationships with men frequently break down. Since her divorce 7 years ago, she's ploughed such a lone furrow. I feel God is teaching me lessons about trusting him, she writes in September 2011, and leaving everything in his hands, which is hard for a control freak like me. In the end, this Scott thing has been weighing me down big time. You know what? Now that it's gone, I'm starting to feel more and more like me. I've weathered the storm, if you like. I'm even starting to feel cheeky again. I feel confident I'll find someone. My Scottish friend in Denmark certainly seems to have the hots for me. I also know that it'll be okay on my own. I really believe God will provide what I need. He's already provided a great group of friends. She discusses boy matters with her diary. I get into manipulation mode, trying to ensure I don't get hurt. It's all self-protection, not love. Her next email asks again for help. Stuart has come to believe the distance between Leeds and Reading makes their relationship unworkable. When they break up, he agrees that Shirley can keep Wolf and Shellycat, his 2 cats. Quite some time later, Shirley writes, feeling very stressed, trying to unpick why. Work, counselling, Greg. Third one is a new revelation. I've realized that after the initial stages of a relationship, I get very stressed and fearful. I feel like I'm losing myself because I'm being governed by fear. Many months later, in late 2012, when the telephone rings, her voice is flat. "Hi, Mum," she says. Those 2 words in that tone of voice have always triggered alarm, for years now. "Oh, Mum," she tells me, "Dylan's decided to take a job in Australia." The ruggedly handsome blonde Dylan is an online date from a Christian website. He did say, "Of course, I never go out with girls on antidepressants." That was a blow to the gut. So Shirley worked really hard to mask her brokenness. She tried always to come across as effervescent and fun. She made sure she always looked beautiful, and she suppressed everything about her that she thought he wouldn't like. "He hasn't phoned or replied to my text," she agonizes. "What should I do? Perhaps I should move to Wimbledon. Then I can pop in and see him as often as I like, without invading his space, of course." Predictably, she asks, should I call him? She invariably does contact the guys again and again and again. She needs to talk every day and see the guy every second day. Otherwise she panics, and the guys don't come, and they don't call. Shirley's really very gentle, so much so that she has to make friends again after a breakup. And so, true to form, she sends Dylan a carefully worded email. What went wrong? She asks. Work's a demanding mistress, he replies, and you've been so miserable seeing me for quite a while. I can't remember the last time you were happy with me. And she thought she'd played her cards right this time. Not deceived by her efforts for a moment, Dylan explains. When I was with you, all I could see was your sad face. You were very, very miserable. I just wanted you to move on in your career and excel. Oh, Mum, Shirley wails, I'm so scared that I'll never find the right man. Because I'm gentle and kind, I tend to attract needy, sensitive guys, kind of like a mother hen. Apparently Bruce is coming to London for a few days. When I heard, the first thing I thought was, here comes another one of my chickens. Unfortunately, although I like this kind of man very much, they don't excite me. There's no spark. Over many years, Shirley and I repeatedly talk about her desperate search, and the old chestnut of the merits of pursuing God first. She seemed to get it right when Dale dumped her, and now she seems to be right back where she started, thinking finding the right man is the first thing to do. With each failed relationship, she takes strain. She doesn't factor in the dysfunction of some of the broken people with whom she goes out. So every breakup is her fault. Towards the end of 2012, a sleek, powerful pleasure boat rocks gently on the Red Sea. Tired divers relax, drinks in hand. Tomorrow they look forward to tumbling over the side again. Shirley's turquoise bikini shows off her perfect tan. She seeks out the comfort of the luxurious cushions in the front of the boat. Steve comes over to join her, beer in hand. The gym instructor's sun-tanned body reddens in the twilight. Meeting him seems to be the most wonderful, plump, glistening cherry on the top. But he doesn't want a relationship. This time her disappointment is the worst it's been. After a fab time in Egypt, hit rock bottom, coming back to what? A dysfunctional life? She writes in her diary on the 19th of November, 2012. Have decided to chuck in the towel with this version of life and follow my dreams. At this point, something snaps. I know it does. And Shirley gives up. She takes a huge step. In order to finance her dream holidays, she puts her house on the market. I've been reading from my book, Mum, Please Help Me Die, the story of my daughter Shirley's battle with cancer. If you'd like to get a copy of the book, please contact me. You can do that at the following email address, thai@mumpleasehelpmedie.co.za. I hope you'll be with me again next week. Goodbye.